How's it going? Charles Botenston here, and I actually just wanted to do a separate video on my self development journey. It's it's funny that I say that, and I still even get like an itch of like not insecurity, but just uncomfortableness because when I started, it was 2009. I never heard of Tony Robbins in my life, and I'm at a real estate company. It's the middle of the recession, and I just started in real estate, like literally 2 or 3 months into real estate. I had no money. This guy comes in, he pitches the Tony Robbins UPW, which is Unleash the Power Within, which is his entry level event. And essentially, I sign up, and I'm like, okay, this guy sounds good enough for me to give me my money. And then that was in May. The event was in November. And then as we got closer, it was August, and I had no money, like literally no money. I owed money. Real estate is strictly commission. And I called every single day the Tony Robbins Foundation. I said, I have no money. I have no money. I have no money. I need this money to pay rent. I need this money. It was $800. My rent was like $1,100. $800 was the event, and my rent at the time was $1,100. And I literally was like defaulting on my rent. And it's amazing even thinking about it now. I've been even broker in college, so I won't complain about that. But I ended up, they kept on saying the only way to get an event or to get a refund is that after day 2, during lunch, go to our customer service table, go in there, ask for a refund, and they'll give it to you. I said, okay, fine. So I go to day 1. I'm like, wow, walk on fire. This is really cool. My only intention is to get the refund on day 2 so I could pay rent. Day 2 comes around, lunchtime, really cool morning, blah, blah, blah. It's lunch. I'm at the customer service table, and I'm asking, okay, I need a refund. They said, okay, why? And I'm like, I need the money. And they're like, okay, that's not enough of a reason, but we'll give you your money. You know, you should stay here, blah, blah, blah. And they literally said, I will give you a minute to think it over and make sure that you're making the right decision. And I really thought about it, and I was like, how much value did I get out of this? Is it worth it? I ended up not getting the refund, and it was by far the best decision of my life. I can't even tell you the changes that have happened. That was in '09, and just remember when this is being produced, every single day I have gotten smarter or better, more intelligent, a little bit bolder, a little bit more courageous, a little bit more refined, and it's nothing I've thought of. I've just read about this. So the question came in on the last video. Here it is. He says, this is actually a second part of his video by this guy, Roberto Stephenson. He says, secondly, starting from literally nothing, no income, and just getting into personal development, how much progress do you think is realistic or possible in the first year or two? So this is the biggest thing, is that when you first start in self-development, you're going to be made fun of, because I was the same thing. I would bring up Tony Robbins, and at the time he wasn't as cool as he is now. Like in '09, he was sort of getting a little bit mainstream. Like he was mainstream, like people knew who he was. But now he wrote an amazing book. He's all over the place. He's literally conquering planet Earth right now. He's just lighting on fire with goodness and everything else. So it's totally different now than it was in '09. In '09, self-development, you don't pay money for self-development. You pay money to get out of debt or your mortgage or whatever. That was during the recession. So the first year or two, everything is brand new. Everything. And you may not even believe most of it, actually. I didn't really believe like half of the things he was saying. I'm like, there's no way that's true. There's no way if I say something in my head, it's going to manifest itself, or there's no way if I keep on learning, I'm going to get better, or there's no way $1 million is achievable. There's no way a great relationship with the perfect woman and having a great job and having a great body and everything that you want is possible. Like I lived in an or concept. In other words, you have a great job or you have a great relationship. You have $1 million or you have a great body. There's no there's no and. You can't, the biggest thing is an and mindset. I heard this from Tony, and then I reheard it from T. Harv Eker, amazing book on that. But he says, have an amazing body and a great relationship. Have a great relationship and $1 million. Relationship with your spouse or your kids or whoever you want to have a great relationship with, or a great social life, whatever the case is. But the first year or two, everything is going to be completely new. absolutely completely new, I have to say you have to start with Tony Robbins because he's the only one that has lived it, lived it, lived it. Brian Tracy is amazing. He's lived it as well. Jim Rohn, amazing person as well. Those are really the top three right now. Everyone else has learned from those three, and they are the top ones in their field. Les Brown, very motivating, and I listen to him every single day, literally every single morning, because he's so motivating, but he doesn't give as much content. So the first year you have to be open, and you have to only listen to everything those three have to say in their products, their events, their YouTube. There's so much on YouTube. You don't even need to pay any money. And he's saying no income, just getting into self-development. The biggest thing is you're going to get a lot of hate and a lot of questioning from people. So maybe not hate, but more of jealousy, because this is the biggest thing, is that when you start bettering yourself, whether you start eating right or you start making money or you start being happier or positive or optimistic or whatever, something totally different than you are right now, people are going to hate on that. Why? Because that questions their reality and their belief of you and themselves. So when I started, I was dating a girl and I really wanted her to come. Why not? Like, I'll pay for the event. Come with me to this event. Like, I really liked her and everything else. She's like, no, I'm not really into that, and da-da-da. And that's when I first started, literally the first time I thought, why? Like, why are people not into that? And then I started thinking about it more and more and more, is because it's scary. First of all, it's not easy. And second of all, it's scary to go on a journey of just continuously bettering yourself every single day, every single year, every single month, whether that's health, wealth, love, or happiness. The easiest thing is just to go with the mass, thinking, the average thinking, to settle and just get the white picket fence. You have 2.3 kids, you go to your job, you work there for 50 years, and then you die and you leave no impact. You have there's no legacy that you've left. You haven't created any wealth. You live paycheck to paycheck. You have an average body. You're not pushing your fears. You're not bold. You're not courageous. That's easy to do. The hard part is actually pushing your comfort zone day in, day out, doing something that's completely new. People are like, why are you cycling? Why are you still playing hockey? Why are you doing, starting your business? Why, all these things, like why? The reason is that I don't want to fall into the comfortable position of being average and settling and literally looking back and having regret. So you're going to have a lot of people, especially people really close to you, people that you respect their opinion, like your friends and your family, that are going to be questioning you. And then the biggest thing is they're going to question you for a long, long period of time. Get rid of all the people that do not support you. And the biggest thing is the community. I have a buddy that's going to UPW. Literally today is his first UPW. I told him, I said, you have to be open. And I said, this is the community that you want to be surrounding yourself with. And that's the other thing, is that you're going to have to start weeding out the people that are not bettering your life, that are questioning who you're becoming, what you're doing, your goals. You don't need that in your life. You already have enough resistance in your mind and your primal brain of saying, no, we shouldn't do this, this is going to be fearful, you might die, and things like that. But that's the lizard brain talking. You're not actually going to die, but that's what your brain thinks. So it's like, no, don't make that cold call, don't start that business, don't go to the gym, stay in bed, it's sleep or whatever. So look after the people that you actually hang out with. That's the biggest thing, is that the people you hang out with, on top of what you read, what you feed your mind with. Don't read news. Don't get rid of your TV. I haven't had a TV since 2011. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Drink plenty of water. That's I've been talking. Hold on. So you're going to get a lot of people that are in your life, but you're going to get a lot of resistance about doing certain things. Biggest thing is get a book, watch YouTube videos, and employ one aspect of each book or one aspect into your life that really hits you, that you really want to do. What I want to do is totally different than what you want to do. I want to have an outrageous life. I want to have a motorcycle. I want to skydive. I want to climb Everest. I want to play hockey until I'm dead. Other people are like, I want to build a massive business. I'm like, yeah, like I want to do that, but adventure and traveling and doing crazy things are really my style. As I'm saying that in a tie in an office in New York City, but the first year or two, everything is going to be completely new. Now, I started in '09. You could see the video of when this was produced. So it's many years later. And actually, I'm coming up on my 7-year anniversary of starting in real estate. So right around this time is the first time that guy came to my office and pitched the Tony event. But now I have ingrained so many things that there's a lot of things that I read and I'm like, oh yeah. So once you're on this journey for year 3, 4, and 5, I cannot tell you, you're gonna start just going up like this and your friends are gonna start going like that. And that's the biggest change. You're gonna literally see through the matrix. In other words, you're gonna be so present to the moment. You're gonna see things how they are, but you're also going to be questioning how it is. In other words, like, why do I have to do what everyone else is doing? Why don't I do my own thing, which is totally different than what you grew up with in your environment? Maybe move to a new city, maybe get a new job, maybe start a job. You know, I always say live in New York City, or at least one major city, or live in a major city for at least 1 year, so you understand like what it's like, the hustle and the bustle, the jam-packed, you know, you have to create the absolute Darwinianism of living in a major city that's really expensive, the rent's really expensive, it's really competitive, and it's not the easiest place to live in New York City. As I look at it, the Empire State Building. But the biggest thing is you're going to see a difference after year 3 and 4. 1 and 2, you're going to want to quit. And I cannot tell you enough. Don't. Because there's no, I don't see another option. You're going to be dead soon enough. Like, I'm 30 and I'm going to die in 70 years, maybe 100 years. Like, I am exercising a lot. I have a great mindset. I eat pretty good, pretty damn good, I should say. You know, salad for lunch every single day, oatmeal in the morning. I don't drink any soda. I've cut down on alcohol, you know, so it's like, I don't have any big burdens in my life, and, you know, thank God I don't. But the biggest thing is, the reason I got here is because of people like Tony, Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, and just continuously every single day reading. You're going to not see a change that much in year 1. But this is what's going to happen year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6, and then it just exponentially goes up. It's like with anything. Your success is going to be absolutely outrageous in 7 years. I know this is on 12 minutes, but this is literally from the heart, what I'm saying right now. And I implore anyone, because I just said it before, is that I don't see another way out. Like, another way through, I should say, another way through life, is that if you're not growing, you're dying. You can't just go like this through life. That's dying, actually. You're just maintaining. Maintaining is average. And there's so many people better than that. There's so many people that are working harder, that are making more phone calls, that are out there meeting with more clients. There's people going to the gym, being healthier, stopping drinking so they can make more money or have a better relationship with their spouse, or travel more, or whatever the case is. Work harder and not look at the internet, or not browse whatever. But I don't see another way, because otherwise you're just struggling to get by, and you're worried about your paycheck, you're worried about your kids, you're worried about your health, you're worried about your body, you're worried about am I eating right? Are my kids happy? Or is my wife happy? Or my husband happy? Or whatever the case is. You're going to have worries. It's good to have big worries, which is my Fortune 500 company going to survive, or not survive, but is it going to meet profit expectations? Or is my trip to Ibiza, is that on schedule? Is my private jet, is that refueled and maintained and ready to go at a moment's notice? You know, those are big, good problems. Am I going to pay my bills? Is my cell phone bill paid? Is my gas bill paid? Those are small problems. Those are bad problems to have. You're going to have problems either way. Why not have big, juicy problems, you know? And I don't see a way out. So, long story short, is that it's never going to end. Self-development never ends. Number 2 is you're going to get a lot of hate. You're going to get a lot of questioning. And by hate, I mean jealousy. People are going to just rip on you. You know how many times back in the day, and Grant Cardone talked about, there's 4 stages of a life change. Number 1 is they make fun of you. Why are you doing that? Why are you going to the gym? Why are you eating healthy? Why are you starting your business? That's so stupid. Then they'll laugh at you. Just keep on laughing at you in stage 1. And they'll do this for 2 years. Stage 2, they accept it. and they say, okay, you know what? We've made fun of him. We've tried to do everything to stop him. And he's still going forward with self-development, bettering himself, getting smarter, getting fitter, getting richer, whatever. They accept it. Number 3 is they then say, okay, great. Then they start praising you. They're like, wow, great body, great amount of money, you have a great relationship with your spouse or whatever. They start praising you. And then number 4 is they admire you. And admiration is more on they start listening to you and they start saying, did you hear about this person? Look at how far he's gone. They start talking about you positively behind your back. So there's 4 stages, and number 4 is ultimately where you want to get to, where they love you. And they won't like you for the longest period of time. And there's a lot of people that want to see you fail. They want to see you give up because they don't want to question themselves. They don't want to question their motives. They don't want to question their goals. They don't want to question their life. And that's why you need to surround yourself with people that, the best thing is going to a Tony Robbins event, because you literally go there and everyone's like, regardless of how ambitious or how small someone's goal is, that's where they are in their life, and you just get cheered on. It's like someone will be like, I want to make, literally I was at a business mastery event 3 months ago, and the guy gets up, he's on the microphone, he goes, I want to make 150 million this year. Or no, he wants his company to make 150 million. I was like, 150 million. I'm like, that's amazing. Everyone's like, that's awesome. No one was like, oh my God, the 1%, or he's taken away from someone else. Everyone has an abundance mindset. That's the biggest thing you're going to get, is an abundance mindset. You cheer other people on. You don't get jealous. So that's my long-winded question, or long-winded answer to your question, which is, if you're starting from nothing, if you have no income, which was me, I started from nothing, I had no income, and you're just getting into self-development, it's a lifelong process. You're never going to stop. You're going to get a lot of questioning, a lot of being made fun of in the beginning because you're too positive, or you're too healthy, or you're too something, and then just keep at it. And then you just push away those people, and then you bring other people into your life, and you just keep going, you keep going, you keep going. And I'll tell you right now, my life is just dramatically better. And even if I lost everything, all the money, everything that I have, the business, the money, whatever, everything else that I have, I'm like just happy, just peace of mind. People tie everything to the outside, external things like a watch or a Hamptons house or whatever. Anyway, leave a comment below. I hope this helped. Tell me about your self-development journey, because I'm assuming it's really similar to what you went through. And it's the same thing when someone loses a dramatic amount of weight, or they get rich really quick. People start, hating on them. But anyway, leave your comments below. I answer most of the questions. Wow, it's 17 minutes in. Sorry again for a long video, but this one I think was really important. So leave a comment. Go to iCharles.com. I post a daily blog, daily blog, and follow me on Instagram. Those are my 3 things to do. iCharles, subscribe to the video, and Instagram. Talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome day.